Hello everybody and welcome to Crossroads Inn, a very underrated game in my opinion. The game is out on Steam for over a year now and it has received lots of DLCs and updates and bug fixing, and in my opinion it is a highly underrated game. It is a lot of fun, a lot of polishing in this game. You have a beautiful big campaign to play. You also have a beautiful big sandbox and scenarios, lots of DLCs that you can dive into, and definitely probably the best tavern in simulation strategy game there is at the moment, in my opinion anyway. And we're going to dive right into this one with a sandbox, and of course we're going to play this one on the highest difficulty, on the challenging mode. It's hard but satisfying. Here the world is not on your side and it might even at times feel unfair. We only start with 20,000 golden, 1 fame, and what all of that is, well, we'll see that in a second, so let's get started. And here we are already now in the game itself, and as we can see, first of all, what we can see right away, the graphics are gorgeous. At least I love them. They have their certain style, and we're starting here with nothing but an empty, well, sheet of paper, as I like to call it, a nothing. We have a few rocks here, that's it. I'm standing in front of it, kind of desperate, or eager, I don't know. We have 20,000 golden. We can also have a look at the world map, because that is just something that I haven't seen so far in the Tavern strategy game yet, that we have a beautiful big fantasy world map that is hand-drawn. It looks fantastic, with lots of stuff going on here that we're going to look at later, because we have lots of mansions and castles and outposts, and we need to research them, find them, explore more if we want to have quests with them and stuff like that. But right now we're here and we want to start a tavern. Not only a tavern but also a guest house. Not only a guest house but also a fighting pit. Not only a fighting pit but also a game room show and stuff like that. So there's so many things that you can do in this game, and we are getting just started. First of all, what we need to do, of course, is, well, we have to start with building our foundation. Now the foundation is something that is very important, obviously, to lay it out, because we also need to think about future expansion then, because we can expand then around this one. And in that case, we also have to look at the money. So what I would like to do is I'm going with 5 tiles into one direction like this, so that we have a middle ground. And then I'm doing the same thing again and once again. Right, so this is our basic inn, more or less. We are down to 12,500 golden now. That's a lot. So these walls cost me quite a lot, 500 for each tile. This is just absolutely mind-boggling. So that's the main room that we have. We also need, and we do need one, a storage room. There's no way around that. So I'm going to add a little storage room up here as well. Right, so this is where we're going to store stuff. And we're already gone off half our money. How do we get our money back here? That is the big question. Oh, that was a symbol. We finished a quest. That's right, you also get quests even in sandbox mode, and it's a lot of them. Our first quest was a main hall, and this one here, it is the most important room in your inn. This one gives us 1 fame, so we can claim it, and thus we have gained a fame point. We also started with 1, so we have 2, and that is our research tree, and that is huge. This is also going to be expanded then, and in that case, these are the basics that we have. For example, we could unlock a dormitory, we could unlock a stump for chopping wood and getting firewood, we could unlock new guest types. The only guest type we have right now is the distressed. Right, so there are lots of guest types, for example the travelers and the outlaws, and each one of them has different tastes and preferities and stuff like that, so we need to take care of that. Another thing is costs of building rooms are lowered by 50 golden. Damn, I should have remembered that when I was starting building it, but it's not a big deal. Now we have that. This is now in construction, so right, in real time it's constructed. In construction mode it's already constructed for us to make it easier. Another thing that we need is doors. So here in the front I'm going to have 1 door that is looking proper, right, a nice proper tavern indoor, and we're going to need a second door, rather cheap one, here in our storage room, and also from the storage room to the outside, because outside we're going to have, well, our storage facilities as well. Another thing that we need here is some windows, so let's just choose some friendly windows there, like this one, right, and we can have a few of them. They offer some lightning that goes then into my tavern. That is very important, obviously, to also let a bit of light coming in. We're down to 9,900 golden. It's getting really close there. I would also like to have a wooden floor, right? So stone floor is not very convenient, thus we have that. I think we're pretty much done now with the basics. I mean, this is really an ugly thing that we have here right in front of us. Look at the roof, for example. This is not looking pretty at all, but we're going to make it pretty once we have the money, of course. By the way, we can also expand to second, third stories there as well, levels. So we can even go higher floors as well if we build the stairs, for example. That is way too expensive and we haven't researched that yet, so I'm not going to do that. Now, everything's looking fine, except, well, we don't have any lightning, so we should get some lightning here. Let's start with the furnishing of my whole inn that we have. By the way, the inn is not open yet, so there are no guests coming anytime soon. We do need a simple counter. This is where, well, I can, greet new guests and stuff like that. You know, they come in and get treated then here. So let's have the counter. That was another quest, as I can hear. Another thing that we want to do, I was speaking about lighting. So that is these tavern chandeliers that we have, right? So this one here is a bit more expensive than the cheap one, but it increases the fanciness of my inn. The higher the fanciness, well, the more people are coming to us, right? So this is something to keep in mind. So I'm going with the more expensive one. We're only going to have 2 of them for now anyway. One here and the other one here perhaps. Right, and as we can see, thus my room is lighted, or well, enlightened, that is. Now, next up is, well, some tables. We have the cheapest, most basic table available right now. We can research more later. In that case, there are lots of goods, lots of items that we can research, up to the most fancy items you can think of. But for starters, we have to stick with this one here. Not a very pretty one, but it's fine for now. Let's think about a decent layout that we could have. And a few chairs as well, and thus we have our first layout more or less. So every table has 4 chairs, as we can see, and all of them should be able to go to their places more or less. This was quite expensive for our taste, so yeah, let's stick with that for now. Our tables are done, our basic ones, our, well, counter is here as well. We still do need a few more things though that are very vital. The first one is a simple barrel. The barrel is where we can store the wine. Now that is something for the storage room, obviously. In the storage room we have the wine barrel. Let's place it. This is where my employees will get the wine, obviously. We also will need a dishwasher because we need to wash the dishes. Let's have this one here because beside that we also need a water barrel, right? So the water is also important. We're going to have that right here, so we can have the dishwasher in that little corner here, right? So space is absolutely important, and let's just see that we can squeeze in everything where we need it. There's the door. Another important thing that we still don't have yet, and that is absolutely vital, is something that I can't find right now. There it is, the basic shelf. So the basic shelf, let's have one, let's have 2. They're cheap anyway, and these are the shelves where we store materials and stuff like that. That is the storage room for now. Dishwasher, a water barrel, a wine barrel, some storage shelves, and, oh yeah, what we also will need for the kitchen, and that is something like this one here, a simple cauldron where we can get some food out of it, right? So that is something we will also need, but I don't have the space for that. Let's do this later. Now outside we do need pallets, or well, for stockpiling. And there it is, a pallet. Need one if you don't want your supplies to just drop off the goods wherever. Cost me 200, so that is rather, well, expensive, but we do need it, and there we have it. This is where goods are being stored that are being delivered to our tavern, because of course we cannot just sell something out of thin air. We will also need, well, to order it. One more thing, and that is a well. Now a well is something we don't have yet. We have one for 1,200. That's a bit too expensive. Let's just check if we have any research that we can go with. So we have unlocks more storage goods, unlocks that. Because this is also very strategic, unlocks a well. There it is. So we have the stump for chopping wood that we can unlock, and then we can go right away to the well for collecting water. So let's go with the well again. And now we can build it, right? So it was not buildable before that, and we do need a well. We do need the water. Let's just check. That's a good location, so this should be fine. And there we have it. And we also get this quest. It's 1,200 golden. It's a lot of money, but we need the water to wash the dishes. Otherwise, the dishes, I say, the mugs. Otherwise, I cannot wash them. So that we have. Very good. The water is there as well. So I'm already getting the water from the well and getting in here to the water barrel, because this needs to be filled all the time. Right, while I do that, let's see what else is happening here. We have the stock, we have the water, we have the wine. I would still like something for cooking though. We don't have anything yet. Let's have a look at the menu. There's my inn menu, right? As we can see, our main group for the beginning will be the distressed. So for that, let's have a look what we have. We have 6 dishes at the moment available. Of course, we can research way more later then. And I have to look up what's important for distressed. The bread soup, for example, needs bread, water, a sausage, and also a cauldron where we can cook it in. Do we have something that is a bit more cheaper? We would have, for example, fried eggs. In that case, that would need an oven. Let's see what is cheaper. Because water, money is so important. We have the simple stove, so that is one thing. That needs 300 golden. And then we have the cauldron for 200, but it also needs a wood holder for the firewood. But I think this one also needs fire, right? Yeah, so both of them do need it, firewood obviously, so I'm going with the cheaper one. I think the bread soup is fine for now, right? That's bread, water and sausage. This is our first on the menu. And another thing that is very important is the mug of lager. So that is our basic beer that we have right now. We also have the table wine, but the table wine is something the noblemen want, not my basic distressed people, right? So let's also put the lager there on the menu. Let's choose a price that is close to them being unhappy, so as much as they can accept it. And of course, well, we still need the cauldron. Now think about it, do we really need 2 storage shelves here? Let's sell this one for now, and instead have a simple cauldron here that we need. And we'll also need something for the wood that we can store. Do we have the place? There we have some space still left. Oh, here. Ah, this is better. Right, so that we can store the firewood. We'll also need to purchase some firewood. So I think this is looking good. Now, let's have a look. Prepare the menu. We get a new random recipe for that. Let's have a look. Establish my first trade route. That gives me some money. Remove 2 objects from the inn surrounding. Gives me 500 golden. Not a bad idea. Let's get going to my stuff. I'm the only one right now, Alfonso, right? Alfonso, let's have a look at him. He's going to focus on waiting the tables, innkeeping, and gossip. He's not doing anything else because that's beneath him. He's the innkeeper after all, right? And we do need another one, and that is a servant. That is someone, well, for innkeeping, and a drudge. And a drudge is basically carrying stuff, washing stuff and whatnot. So this is pretty important. Those are my staff people now. So we have Serene, she's my servant, and she's going to focus on cleaning, waiting tables, no room service for now, not that much gossip, and a bit of innkeeping. And my drudge, he is going to focus on carrying, farming not so much, cleaning a bit, kitchen work a lot, and manual work, right? So he's responsible for all of these things. And as we can see, it's quite dirty in here already, so cleaning is important. Perhaps you should also clean a bit if there's nothing else to do.
Getting close.
Righto, so my stuff is working. Now we do need some goods. Let's go to the world map and let's have a look around. We got incredible farmers. We got the Rockberry Mansion. We can trade with them. We cannot trade with everyone yet, by the way. So Ricoli, for example, we could purchase a trading license here if we increase our influence. Influence is something that we get from gossip. So that is something we get from our guests. So those 2 are the only ones, as far as I can see, with whom we can trade at the moment. Yep, these are the only 2. Incredible farmers and the mansion. The mansion is good for bread, I guess. Also bread, plates, let's have a look. Bread we do need. Let's get 10 bread for now. We also will need lager, 77. Perhaps that's cheaper down here. Yeah, it's cheaper here. So we're going to get 20 lager from down here. We also need some mugs, unfortunately. That's very expensive. Some plates. Sausage is 175 and a bit of firewood. Do we have firewood? There's the firewood. Right, we're down to 600 already. I've got the lager, I've got the mugs, the plates, the firewood, the sausage that I need. So we got the sausage now too. Bread is something we don't have yet. I think bread was a bit expensive here, right? We can also switch to... Oh no, bread is very cheap here. Let's get 20 bread right away. So that's 900 and I can use some discount, right? I can use some of my influence on the discount to save a bit of money on that first batch of goods that we need. Right, so that's the mugs, the plates. Let's go with more plates though. Righto, I'm happy. Let's order. And this is coming now in 3 hours, right? It's being delivered to us, and my people, of course, have to prepare that as well. So we still need a bit of time before we can open that in. It's not going to happen today. And just look at how cute that is here. Right. So we're still only scratching the surface of what's to come. Don't worry. We got a bit of bread here, mushrooms, we got firewood. I have no idea where this is coming from. Did we get some basic resources from beginning? What do we have in the barrel for the moment? We actually have 10 lager already. Alright, so I think we start with a few basic stuff, resources here. Bread and garlic we have. Yeah, for now that looks fine. My staff is ready too, hopefully. And as we can see, we're just cleaning everything for the big opening tomorrow. And my resources are in: mugs and plates, a bit of firewood, bread, wine or beer, sausages. As we can see, and my drudge is now carrying all of that to the storage area. I think for him I said no carrying, but have it on low priority. So if he's got nothing else to do, he can carry too. There we have that. So everything is set up. I think it is the middle of the night right now. It's not a good timing to open up. Because of course also my...
I live to serve.
I live to serve. My servant here would like some break there as well. Let's also go a bit more focus on the speedy part, because I expect a lot of guests at the first happening. This is also looking good. Oh, wait a second.
Ready for anything.
Oh, break. I cannot do anything there yet. Research-wise, there's nothing we can do. Cooking notes, hire a servant, a drudge, and a kitchen hand. Right, kitchen hand is still something we need. So I'm going with yet another one, and there's the kitchen hand here. Salary 48. They also have some trades. This one is a drunkard. Perhaps not the best one. This is dull. This one is dull and gloomy. This one here is a perfectionist and a smoker. That's fine for me. This is my new kitchen hand. The kitchen hand is going to wash the dish, wash the plates and the mugs all the time. This is his major task. Let's just have a look at him there. So cooking a bit perhaps. Yep. Kitchen work, no innkeeping, and no artisan. So he's really just focusing on cooking and kitchen work. There is inn. A new day is dawning. I think it's time for us to open the inn. Dream team. We can claim the reward for that, which is more people will apply now. And let's open. And thus my inn is open. And I'm expecting some guests now, please. The first ones with the cart here coming right to my inn. They're going to sit down now. And hopefully my servants are going to take the order then. So this is my servant here, and she is getting the order. And he most likely wants something to drink, so she should now be getting something to drink. Some mugs and the wine. And we earned our first golden here as well, which is 35 golden. Right, and now I myself, or well, my first employee and my kitchen, my servant should now treat them. In that case, let's go with another servant right away. She is dull, but brave. This one is sly, dull, and a workaholic. Let's take her, because she's also sly. That means she can get a lot of gossip there in a short period of time.
What can I do
so
for
there
you?
she is, and she medium cleaning, waiting tables is the highest one, and a bit of innkeeping there. Oh, and you're also going to focus on speed for now. Because business needs to flow here. We need to make up our reputation, of course, as we're starting now. And as we can see, the money's flowing already. They should not wait too long though. And more guests are pouring in. As long as we have some chairs left. Shouldn't be the biggest deal. There's more money coming in. No one is ordering any food at the moment, is what I can see. Only beer. Alright, that is fine so far. We finished more quests. So first guests. Also, we get another fame level with that. The more fame we have, by the way, the more people will come to the inn there as well. With that, we also got another perk that we can spend on. For example, we could unlock the outlaws as a new guest. Employees, increase the amount of money people are willing to pay for food and drink. Sounds like a good idea to me. That means that I can raise the prices on my dishes there for a bit. Righto? So that I do get a bit more money as well. And now we really need to check closely our stores there as well. First of all, what is that? That is a party or something like that. Yeah, we don't have enough chairs anymore for all these people. My resources, let's have a look at that. We have bread, we have the sausage, we have lager, though not that much anymore, it's going down. And we also got the first 30 mugs as well, so he's responsible for keeping that low, right? We always need to have mugs available as well. And I think that we also got the first dish that needs to be cooked. Oh no, they're taking the mugs and then getting it to the guests there. Alrighty. And as we can see, we're also getting a bit of gossip from here from time to time. This is stuff that we can then invest into the surrounding towns and stuff like that. We still have lots of money though. I might just add yet another table. Right, so we still have a bit of space there. Should I squeeze it in here? Or, wait a second, we could have that table here too. Right, another table there with some chairs. That should be fine. So we can have 4 more guests. What I could also do is I could decorate stuff here a bit. So the higher the decorations, the more people are willing to pay also in tips and stuff like that. We do have some paintings here as we can see. And this one here, for example, would be adding some fanciness there. So having a beautiful painting there by the desk, by the counter, makes sense to me, right? And thus we can decorate our inn there as well then. I will probably get another servant. I think we're too slow here. So servant, she's brave, nothing else. She says she's seen everything. Let's hire her too. Another servant can't hurt. Very important to have enough of them. And it's getting evening now. That also means that more and more people will come, even though it looks like we have enough people. The first drunkard is going out. The mug is, or the beer is flowing. Oh yeah, it is flowing. That means we definitely will need more beer. Got 71 here. There we got some more lager coming in now. 40 of that, very important. And also we should get some soap. Soap speeds up the amount or the speed of washing the dishes. So where do we have it? There we have the soap. We don't need that much of it. Transport costs a lot, so I should not order that much all the time. So with this one here, with the soap, I'm also going to get some mugs there still. Some firewood. And what is happening in the background? Something very dirty. And we also need candles to well, get the candles up there burning again. Right? Quite expensive. Oh, I see. We do have a beating going on here. They have been drunk. So there we got the first damage on our property as well. Oh boy. That's going to cost me a lot. Stay tuned.